This season, on Olympia, 13 players enter the game, some coming in with pre-existing relationships. As players meet one another, Jack and Abby start the game with a Final 2 deal. Abby is the first person to win power through a social-based competition. Then the cast is split in two through a selection process, and Jack wins a secret advantage in the house. After a night's rest, the first round begins with a medevac from Gabe. Gavin becomes the Olympian and chooses the top players from the challenge to be safe. Durandris and Caitlin pick up a lot of heat for being so outwardly close, resulting in Caitlin being voted out. Caitlin sends Matt and Shelby to the Coliseum, where Shelby dominates the game. As we head into the next round, Jack wins Olympian. One side plans to vote Shelby out, while the other plots on Josh. However, with a quick maneuver from Gavin and Kinsley, the target switches onto Collie, and she is blindsided by the vote. She immediately sends the two traitors to face each other in the Coliseum, where Gavin reigns supreme. The next round begins with an endurance challenge where Kinsley wins his way back into the game, but Sara wins Olympian overall. As the two sides begin to solidify, Gavin flips to the other side, resulting in Durandris being voted into the Coliseum, where she loses against Thomas. Also during this round, Thomas found a hidden advantage. Tensions were high going into the next Olympian challenge, resulting in a very unsettling environment. Shelby manages to make a deal with Abby to win Olympian, while saving Abby and Kinsley from the vote. Thomas uses his advantage to grant himself safety. As players grow increasingly tired, Gavin sacrifices himself and drags in Kinsley for a rematch. Gavin comes out victorious, sending Kinsley home for good. As the last day starts with a double elimination, Jack wins Olympian, securing his safety. The round results in both Gavin and Thomas voted out. Gavin drags Shelby with him, while Thomas tries to drag Sara. Jack saves Sara with his advantage, forcing Thomas to drag Josh instead. Gavin and Shelby dominate this Coliseum, sending Josh and Thomas to jury. At Final 5, Sara wins Olympian and saves Abrielle. Shelby and Gavin plan to vote themselves out and drag Abby to the Coliseum. Abby, Jack, and Sara plan to vote Shelby and hope she drags Gavin. Shelby receives the most votes and drags Abby. However, Abby plays an immunity ring that she had found. To her misfortune, that ring is fake, placed by Josh. In a very close Coliseum match, Abby comes out on top by mere seconds. This leads us to tonight, the finale. Abby, Gavin, Jack, and Sara all compete to become the final Olympian. Hello everyone. First thing, I do need to take the Olympian sash from you.
So true, Dusty. Take that. Just take it.
To remind everyone of how this Final Four will work, you all will compete in a challenge, Arachne's Web. From there, the winner of that challenge will be completely guaranteed safety to Final 2. They will have a spot with the jury. But as for this challenge, there are 4 lovely spots for each of you. Each player will be given the name of the 9 previously eliminated players. You'll be shown a web of actions or characteristics that describe these eliminated players. You must match the name card to the specified person on the web. Each person is specified by the numbers there. The first person to correctly place all 9 will win. Yell check when you feel like you have the answer.
Right now I'm laying in bed studying. Dylan said the next challenge might involve memory, and it's the most important challenge of the season. So you best believe I'm in the notes on my phone, typing shit out, who won what round, who they dragged, what the challenge was. What room am I in? The Aphrodite room is that one. I'm in the Hades room. Apollo's over there. It's like Diogenes or something over there. At the other house, there were names on all the rooms. Was I supposed to memorize those? No, because whatever. I'm back to it.
Alright everybody, it's time for Arachne's Web. I'm going to reveal it in just a few seconds here, and once I do, feel free to start. Alright. Every player has immediately standing.
Arachne's Web. So this big web with a bunch of different numbers that correlate to different players in the game, and the connecting things are traits about them, and we have to match them. You know, whose favorite color is what. That was also a pre-juror that also only received blah 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 votes. So I took a lot of notes, and I kind of always do, just in case trivia pops up, and it just helps me keep track of things.
This challenge is a memory challenge. I spent 30 minutes in the notes on my phone typing down any information I could, statistics from this game, names of the gods that are on the doors. Was struggling to remember what the gods were at the other house, all for none of it really to matter.
First check of this challenge.
This Arachne's Web is insane. Insane.
I start immediately trying to like single out the characteristics that only have one number attached to it. But I don't know, things started getting really jumbled up.
Are you telling us how many things right?
Not yet. That's if we hit the 20-minute mark.
This kind of challenge has been in the back of my mind a little bit, but I don't know, I kind of forgot about it as the weekend progressed. It's smart, I'll give them that. You guys are the devils for pulling something like that. That's kind of crazy.
Okay.
If I don't fuck up terribly, I think I'll be okay. Main strategy, win this Olympia challenge. Win it, become the Olympian. I have to do that at all costs. If not, then I'll start worrying. But for now, I'm gonna win.
9 people don't clear. 9 actions. Check.
Take a little peek around the room, and I feel like if things are consistent across the board for a lot of people, then they have to be the right answers. So,
I check wrong. I check wrong. I check wrong. Oh, so frustrating. I'm so frustrated. I want this so bad, so bad.
There's a whole lot of wrong, so let's speedrun this a bit. Jack has successfully gotten the sequence correct. You will be guaranteed a spot in the final 2 of season 2 of Olympia.
I just won the final Olympian challenge, so very excited. I fought for it. You know, like everyone, they said, helps to know your castmates.
Go bestie, go. I'm okay with it. I'm okay. I'm fine. Because we've had a final 2 since day 1, round 1.
It was a logic puzzle, and I got out-logicked by Jack. Props to him. Has won 3 now? Beast. Actual beast.
And then before I knew it, Jack had it right, and I kind of glanced over. I just had to switch 2 cards and I would have had it.
All right, everybody. It's time for your Socratic seminar. So, as y'all were instructed earlier, it's time to vote someone out. And congratulations to Jack again. You're immune. You cannot be voted for. So, all 4 of you will sit at this table for 10 minutes, and you will discuss. Afterwards, each of you will privately vote one another out between the 3 non-immune players, to be clear. However, that eliminated player will consequentially drag someone else out of the game, besides Jack, to clarify again. I'm going to put 10 minutes on the clock, and just to be clear, I will not end early if y'all are ready.
Alright, just sit in silence.
So, your time begins now.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We made it fun. Right.
I don't think I was, man, milliseconds.
But you did unlock it first.
Abby still wants me to be in Final 2, Jack wants me to be in Final 2, and Sara, I'm unsure of. I think if Sara is the one to get voted out, she'll pull me. I also think Sarah's the least likely to be voted out.
I want to see all 4 of us in the final 2. I think we all deserve it. So it's not about, I don't think there's a clear choice for who shouldn't be, or who should go on next, which makes this awful.
Yeah, this is kind of dirty, but just let us say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A minute has passed and not a single name has been said.
When it comes to voting, is it this? Right. I feel like if you bring up names now, it just gets now. That's the whole point, is to bring up names. Right? Like it only gets nasty. But
Otherwise, it'd just be a random vote.
You vote, right?
I do vote.
So there's 4. Oh, if it's a tie, we re-vote. If it's a tie again, the person without votes.
person without votes is just out.
Correct.
That's wild.
Yeah. You have to tie it twice to let that happen.
My priority does lie with Abby and Jack. So what I'm thinking is, we're gonna have to have one of us leave so that whichever one of us leaves can take out Gavin.
Anyone with volunteer people?
It's been 3 days ago.
No, besties. I'll be real. I am not particularly excited about being interviewed by the jury. I don't do well with that kind of stuff. I don't think it'll be that bad. Thomas might be a little. Yeah.
I have a final 2 with pretty much everyone left in the game. So I really hope I don't get voted out here. If I am voted out, truly don't know who I'm dragging. Ooh, that's gonna be juicy, but I'm really hoping that I'm okay here.
So you're volunteering?
I mean, look, I'm happy we made it to this point. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm happy to have made it this far.
I'm happy you made it this far also.
Thank you. I appreciate your transparency and your honesty. I commend you for it.
Not saying I don't want you to get approved, but I'm saying I'm glad you made it.
I'm glad you asked me.
I'm hoping we're gonna vote Sara and Sarah's gonna drag Gavin. If that goes according to plan, cool. If not, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
We're at 5 minutes, 34 seconds left. Yeah.
So, you volunteering?
I never said I would.
Oh.
I just said that I'm happy to have made it this far.
Oh,
I'm very happy where I'm at.
Right. Oh, so Jack's voting for Sarah.
You got it. Okay. Okay. I wouldn't.
Let's put the foot on check. We've been possible, yeah.
In over.
Well, I still have that final 2 with Jack and a final 2 with Abby, but a final 2 doesn't mean anything in Olympia because you can't choose who's with you. Final two is one person, they're the two people that end up together, it's completely unrelated what goals they accomplish to get there. Or one of them wins a challenge and the other one is just sort of forgotten. They're not the most hated person. The most hated person got voted out. They're not the second most hated person. That person got dragged with them. So I guess that's a testament to social game, actually.
Jack is in a position of power. He's safe no matter what.
Yeah, you can't say anything wrong. You made it to final two, but you can open up all your lives to this, right? Oh, it's two of us with the unsure.
I was pretty honest most of the time. I feel like exactly now. I mean, everyone I enjoyed working with is at this table. So,
the other two, whoever goes home or is on the jury, are going to be jury votes. So I obviously want to end things positively with them. I feel like that's only right.
Well, okay, I have to vote for one of you two. I will vote for the party.
I like it to not be. So go.
Yeah, you like it to not be you. You like it to not be you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have to vote for one of you.
Well, I like it to not be you.
Gosh, as we're sitting at this table, I am trying so hard to come up with some way to communicate to Jack and Abby to please vote for me, like genuinely, because I don't want to go against this jury. I really don't, and I want to be able to take out Gabby for them. I want to help Abby break that 5th place curse. You know, I'd be happy to see either her or Jack win.
How much time?
1 minute and 13.
Does anybody say anything good?
I don't think I will. Let's go.
In the last 10 seconds, I'll say. Right, that's really good.
1 minute.
Whichever way it goes,
Are you about to?
no hard feelings, right? No hard feelings either way. Regardless of how the vote goes.
Like,
40 seconds.
I love bitches.
Oh, no, too.
Like,
We're getting to the life.
Right?
Yeah.
I vote for it.
I definitely see Sara as a threat. I think I'm dead in the water here. I just want it to be over.
10.
Oh shit, yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
5, 4, 3, 2,
I didn't
1.
play Sara.
Okay. No more words can be said. No more words can be said. Jack, you will be the first one voting.
I'm gonna say Sara because she wasn't sure if she wanted to make a speech to the jury or not. I want to go against someone who also wants to really make their case and isn't afraid to make their points known. Because if she takes out Abby, then I get to go against someone who's played strong like Gavin. And if she takes out Gavin, I get to go up against Abby, who really hasn't made a big splash win-wise or move-wise in this competition. Her one move she had failed.
Trying, I hope I conveyed that message. I hope, you know, they're not thinking like, oh, she's just being self-deprecating. She really wants us to vote for somebody else. I don't know. But, yeah, so in case they don't vote for me, I will be voting for myself.
If I could guarantee someone out of us three that can be voted for right now, if I could guarantee one of them was in final two, I want Abby sitting next to Jack. I want Abby and Jack if I can't be there. Unfortunately, if I want to be there, I think Abby needs to go. So I'm voting Abby. I'm voting for Abrielle.
I feel like it's a miracle that I made it here, past that Final 5 challenge. I won't lie. So, if it's my time, it's my time. I beat my curse. But I think things are looking pretty good for Jack and I to sit in the final 2. So, my vote is for Sara. Love you, bestie.
Alright. This is the moment where we decide our finalists. So with Jack, you've been guaranteed a spot there. A perfect catch for the last time. With 0 votes to eliminate Gavin.
Whoops. Of course, the last one of this.
Abby, you are safe. Sara, you have been eliminated. Come on up here.
I thought you were about to do that.
On the spot here. She's about to drag either Gavin or Abby. You each have 30 seconds to make a plea. We'll start with Abby.
Oh. Hi. I have 30 seconds. Oh. Okay, well, I feel like we worked very well together this whole game, and I've always had your back. You seem like you've always had mine. Gavin was doing his own thing sometimes, which is okay. But I think we work very well together, with Jack included. So it would be real nice if you would let me stay.
Gavin, your time.
Okay, I feel like normally the idea is if you get to pull someone out, you get to make the decision if someone's leaving. You want the biggest threat going, which I think, as y'all are scared of me or something, as you're talking about with the 3 Coliseums, whatever, that sounds a little scary. So if you're worried about getting rid of the threat, you're already going. I think maybe threat should. I think whoever you think is the bigger threat out of me and Abrielle should move on to final 2, and that person, because I want the 2 people who deserve it sitting in those chairs, you know, like fighting for the winner. So just, I guess, not really a picture for me, but I hope that's what you make the decision based on.
You take the floor, say a few words before you reveal who you'll be dragging. Give us insight into what your motives are and why.
I agree, you are a pretty tough competitor. You definitely have quite the fighting chance. Abby, we have worked really well together. I mean, I'm sure a lot of us would be happy to see you have a chance of winning. Abby, you broke the 5th place curse. I'm gonna help you skip 4th and 3rd place too. Come on up.
I must ask you two to leave the Olympia house.
Good game, y'all.
I do not hate Gavin. Like, no, Gavin, they can never make me hate you. Like, you're a sweetheart. You are like, you're a rock. You've been like, I don't know, a steadfast companion in this whole competition. Yeah, no hard feelings, hopefully, you know. If we ever see each other again in one of these arenas, you know, I hope I can find an ally and a friend in you.
Alright, welcome to the finale of Season 2 of Olympia. Let's bring in our jury. Hello everyone. Welcome back, all of you. Our jury, I'd like to thank each of you for playing and for soon to be voting on a winner of Season 2 of Olympia. So just a small round of applause to each of you. Nevertheless, we do need 2 other people to be here for you guys to vote on them, correct? Jack, Abby, will y'all come on in? Welcome in, you 2. Congratulations on making it as far as you can possibly go in this game. So, I believe our jury here has prepared a good series of questions to ask you. You'll have to answer them. We are going to start with Gavin, and we'll kind of bounce around from there. So Gavin, what is your first question?
My question's for Jack. Okay. So Jack really played a very nice game, a nice guy. So please explain your social damage to us.
So for me, I know one of my abilities is the ability to interact with people, make people feel welcome, feel included, that kind of thing. So ultimately, within that first round, y'all kind of forgot me with that first vote that I was eligible. So with that, I knew I wanted to start building confidence. And so that's why when I won my first Olympian, which I really wanted to do early on, with that power, you get to make people feel safe, and you get to make them get safety. And so, I mean, that was a great step to drag me further into the game with a core group of Alliance people. And you, Sara, Abby, and Thomas going forward. And so, throughout the game, consistently, I tried to keep a core group together, obviously by being nice, but then also by being nice, I was able to bring in other people like Kinsley with the balloon popping game. I wanted to make a deal with you because I knew likely you, Shelby, someone was going to win that game. So I wanted to use that relationship and that friendship, helping you tie your balloon to help me also get further. Sorry, that's a long answer.
Our next question will be from Gerardus.
Okay. My question is for Abby. My question is, in comparison to the other players, how well do you think you played in this game?
Oh, okay. Ooh, I like that question. This game, I've played a couple of these before, and usually there's a good balance of social, strategic, physical competitions. This one, a lot of competitions. And I know myself very well as like a not completely able-bodied person. I knew that wasn't going to be the strongest suit. So instead of working for the game, I made the game work for me. I knew I wasn't going to be a challenge beast, so I knew I had to rely on my charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent to build the strongest social game that I could. I tried to talk to every single person every round. At Final 5, 4 out of the 5 I had final deals with. I think it worked pretty well in my favor. And I knew social game was going to be my strategy, and I was able to downplay my competition abilities. Some of them I genuinely was bad at, but there's some competitions that I knew when I was playing, if I win this and I'm working with everyone in the game, I'm gonna expose myself. So many conversations with people, everyone was like, oh, nobody's really thinking about you, nobody's worried, like everybody loves you, like nobody's gonna come after you. That was my goal, that was me putting in the work. I know I'm just like, naturally amazing, so everybody loves me. I'm kidding. But that's part of my strategy. Anytime I play these games, my social game is my biggest asset. And in a game that's based around competitions, you have to put in the work. I think if you look at this game in a traditional sense of how it, in written rule book, should be played, you think, okay, I probably need some social game, I need to win some competitions, and I need to have a good strategy. Well, one of those probably wasn't an option for me. So in a non-traditional sense, I think I killed the fuck out of this game because I knew I wasn't going to be a competition beast. So I had to work stronger in other places. I had to work stronger in strategy, and I had to work stronger in social. Y'all know I like to yap, so I'll keep yapping, but that's going to be my answer. I hope that's okay.
Our next question will be from Sara.
Can you elaborate on your voting decisions from round to round?
All right, round 1, we had Caitlin, Sara, Kinsley. Now this one, the vibe was very much like everyone I was talking to, it kind of was the social thing of, like most people hadn't talked to Caitlin as much, which I was worried about because I wanted to build a strong relationship with G and Caitlin. That vote, I was pretty confident that it was going to be a majority thing. That's kind of how the first rounds often go. But a fun fact, I was the rogue vote for Kinsley. Because at that point in the game, I was like, it's early on, everybody's saying the same thing. Let me just sprinkle in some paranoia. Let me just sprinkle in some messiness. So round 2 with the Collie, Shelby, Josh vote. So at that point in the game, I had been trying to work with Shelby a little bit, trying to like build a relationship, and then I was like, oh god, this girl is a piece. Like this is gonna be a big competition for me. So in that round, I was trying to sort of pivot the vote towards Shelby. That was my vote that round, and I know Collie went home, but that's okay. The third round, there was kind of a budding majority of Shelby, Kinsley, G, and I knew that because y'all had been working together so long, I wasn't going to be able to break into that, and like I was not going to be able to climb up the totem pole of how you had already ranked each other. In round 4, I mean, I voted for Gavin because Gavin was like, put me in, coach. In round 5, I also voted for Gavin because Gavin was like, put me in, coach. In round 6, I voted for Shelby. I was very open in conversations of like, tell me what to do, blah, 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 about that. But that doesn't mean that I wasn't in charge of my own decisions. If it didn't seem like I was in charge of my own decisions, that was part of the game.
Our next question will be from Kinsley. Go ahead.
Jack,
Sir.
this question's not for you. Abby, my question for you today is, I would like to know, what are some examples of times you've taken risks to propel yourself further in this game?
So, times I've taken risks to project myself further in the game. I mean, voting for you was a risk. I was like, this could backfire big time, but there's so many people in the game. How's anybody gonna know who fits for me? And I feel like one of the only sticky situations I got stuck in was that final five challenge with Shelby. When Thomas was getting targeted, I did literally everything I could to pivot the vote away from Thomas. To the point where, like, I don't know how many names I threw at that round, but it was, hey guys, I don't know about Thomas. I don't know if he's really that big of a threat. I don't know if we should be scared of him. I was like, this is a risky decision because Thomas and I could easily get paired up. There was a lot of conversations about, like, Shelby and Kinsley, like, being a duo, and I was so worried that Thomas and I were going to be put in that same block. But truly, I don't know how many risky decisions I could name because I tried to set myself up to avoid them. Like, any risk that I took, I had a way out of it. I had a way to pivot out of it.
Our next question will be from Shelby.
Jack, going back to how when you were originally, like, you played really nice and everything.
Absolutely.
I just want you to give me some examples of you taking charge in a situation.
Absolutely. So for me, I believe one of my biggest taking charge moments was obviously with my advantage. Sarah was going up in the Coliseum battle. And so with that, I knew Sarah was one of my closest allies. And so I got very lucky that Thomas, considering you and Abby's friendship, you were never going to bring Abby into the Coliseum with you and risk her life in the game. Meanwhile, Josh had become a big topic of conversation because of his idol, his ring, the immunity ring, which I'm sure we'll get to at some point. But that was a big concept. And so that was a big risky move, for example, something I did, as well as the time I took charge because I knew it was now or never, and I had to make a decision that would not only impact my game for the rest of the game, but also how y'all could view me as a jury. I knew I needed to do something big or else I would be forgotten in the mix.
Our next question will be from Josh.
First off, I want to say congratulations and good luck to both of you. The jury would like to know a question for Jack. We would like to know, as a jury, you did make a lot of promises to people and you didn't live up to them. Specifically, it had been said that you went up to a lot of people and told them you have your back. Can you please elaborate on that?
So I will admit there were a lot of opportunities where I said I had people's backs and I did go against them. But in the opportunities where I said I had people's back and I went against them, ultimately the only reason I would go against someone in this kind of game, like anyone else, is to get to the next step. I will openly admit I wasn't always the most honest or the most friendly that I like to pass off within the game. But genuinely, every time I said I wanted to get to know someone better and spend time with them, that really was the genuine intention. With Josh, you were someone I'd always told I wanted to get to know you better, and I really did. But when I heard you had that ring and you had that idol, fake or real, regardless of what it was, I knew in the moment, it kind of goes back to the advantage. I knew if we didn't get you out now, I was at risk for the next step because it's Final Five, and when you have a guaranteed spot in the Final Four, like you so well planned out and strategized, it was going to go against me or in my favor. I played as honest as I could, but I feel like these games is inevitable. And for anyone out there to walk away, I really am sorry.
All right, and our last question of the jury questioning phase will come from Thomas. I believe has a question for both individuals, so pick who you want to answer first.
I'm just going to go ahead and ask the question first, and then we can get into who's going. I would like to know why you think the other shouldn't win. And, if you say something complimentary on the other person, you lose my vote.
Okay.
So, because you just spoke, Abrielle, let's hear it first.
I won't lie, this is a very difficult question to answer because we've been a Final Two since round one, and we were working in tandem the entire time. And our games are very similar, so it's hard for me to undermine his game without undermining mine, but that doesn't mean I can't do it. I think we had very, very similar games. And I know you had more wins or whatever. I didn't beat them. I won at the time that it mattered most for me. Pretty much at every other point in the game, I was not in a lot of danger. So we did work a lot in tandem.
But why should you lose?
I'm sorry, I'm yapping.
Thank you.
There was a lot of times that I had to talk Jack off the ledge. But there was almost every single round, Jack made sure to check in with me and see if my information added up. And sometimes Jack's information did not match my information, and I said, this is the information I have, this is what we're doing, trust me, let's do it, let's go. So even though we were working in tandem, even though we took turns driving the bus, I clocked in more hours, baby. We played a similar game, I played it better, and didn't have to get my hands dirty as much.
Thank you. Jack, I'd love to hear what you have to say.
For me, there were several times throughout the game, double elimination, memory game, Final Four challenge. I fought my ass off to get those spots because I knew I had the ability to get the power and I wasn't afraid to do what I had to do with it. I feel like Abby, while she played a social game, I also played a social game, and I played a game where I fought to put myself in positions of power with Olympian, with the Final Four, with talking to other people outside of my alliance and genuinely bringing them in because I wanted to work with them. I never had a vote against me, I won 3 challenges, and I never had to go to the Coliseum. In reality, Abby played a social game. What else did she do?
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you, Jerry. Let's give a small round of applause for your questions. I present our finalists one last opportunity to plead their case to you as to why they need to win this game.
Truly, really did have an amazing weekend. Had a great time meeting y'all, playing with y'all. Can't make for a good challenge. This game, I already knew was stacked against me. So I had to take the hand that I was dealt, reshuffle it, and play hand after hand with what I had. Was there times I was more passive? Sure, that's because I could be. And I won't lie, I did underplay, like I did undermine myself to try to keep myself off the radar, but a lot of the time I was really worried that I was never going to be able to win a competition, and as soon as I got thrown to the Coliseum, I was going to lose. But I made myself proud by winning when I did, especially against someone who was amazing at this game like Shelby. Like, all of us were so scared to go against Shelby or Gavin, and I pulled it out when it mattered. I didn't have to put myself in positions of power and show my hands when I didn't need to because I was already safe. And people who did end up in positions of power, like Jack and Sara, are people that I was working closely with. So I was able to influence things from behind the scenes. I think I played this game in an unconventional way, and I don't think many other people could make it work besides myself. And I think that in itself is the reason that I should win. Much like you jailbroke the puzzle, I jailbroke the game. And instead of working for the game, I made the game work for me. Thanks for an amazing weekend.
Okay, so reading the manual, coming into this game, there are 3 things you want to do. First night, you want to find an advantage. Second, you continuously have challenges to try and earn power. And third, you have to play a social game. In all 3 aspects of that part of the game, in the whole encompassing aspects of the game, I believe I played the best way. Like how she reworked the game to make it benefit her, I used the game in its entirety in every aspect without having to change it by changing myself to make the game actually work. At the end of the game, I played a game where I tried to stick as true as possible to my word while also winning challenges, successfully using an advantage, and then also playing the game the way it's meant to be played in all 3 aspects. Whether it be challenges, advantages, and socially, I truly played this game the hardest I ever could, and I'm standing here today because of it. So I think I deserve the win because I truly embody what the game's meant for, how it's structured, and I use every aspect of that to propel myself to the end where I am now. So thank you.
Thank you 2 for speaking. Thank you, jury, for listening. It is now time to get to our jury vote. We'll be starting our jury vote with the first juror, Gerondris.
The winner I am choosing because I feel like even though they did lie and everything else, even to me, especially to me, they played a really good game compared to the other person. So I am choosing.
I'm going to be voting for. I think you owned up to your game a lot better.
I am voting for this Olympian because they are one of the many lights in my life, and to be quite honest, it's funny, I think they could have played a better game, but they still played it better than everyone else here. The Olympian I'm voting for is
I am glad that they both gave very, very good jury speeches. I will be casting my vote for to win.
I wish them all the luck. I hope to see both of them again in the future, not just here, but like anywhere kind of thing. They're both really great people. But I'm really hoping that the winner is.
It has become apparent to me throughout the entire competition just how much they stuck to their guns truly, how much they weren't afraid to play the game, put themselves out there, take risks. I love both of these competitors, so I'm trying to be as objective in my decision as possible. I will be voting for.
I went into this final questioning thinking for sure I was going to vote for Abrielle. As questions went on, I started to waver because Abby was floundering a bit during the question and answer, and Jack kind of nailed it. But then I don't know if Jack played a better game or he just answered the questions better. That's what I don't know. I think. Okay, I want the Olympian of Olympia Season 2 to be. That's my vote.
The votes have been cast. Now, in regards to revealing the vote, I will reveal from first juror to most recent juror. So, Gerardus has voted for Jack to win Season 2 of Olympia. Kinsley has voted for Jack to win Season 2 of Olympia. Thomas has voted for Abrielle to win Season 2 of Olympia. Josh has voted for Abrielle to win Season 2 of Olympia. We're at 2-2. Shelby has voted for Jack to win Season 2 of Olympia. Jack needs one more vote to secure the win. Sara has voted for the winner of Season 2 of Olympia, Jack. And just for everyone's knowledge, Gavin also voted for Jack to win. 5-2. Congratulations, Jack. You're the winner of Season 2. Y'all make this all happen, and hopefully you'll continue to support us in the future. Thank you. This has been Season 2.